Welcome to the Best Small Business Podcast, where we deliver powerful insights, breakthrough ideas, and simple solutions to make your business unbelievably successful. I'm BJ Flagg.
And I'm Rich G, and this is episode 181, Planning Your Social Media Marketing. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yes. You know, we know so much of social media is a critical part of promoting your business. But with all the options out there, a lot of times people come to me and say they just don't know what to choose.
Yeah, they're the old standbys like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Pinterest and I'm going to keep going, LinkedIn and YouTube.
Yeah. But, you know, there are a lot of upstarts, too. You've got TikTok, Clubhouse, Reddit, Twitter Spaces, Reels, so much to choose from.
Yes, and you have the really new ones, Fuzzpot and Zipplescooch. Those are I've been on those, and it's just incredible for my business. I
spent 2 hours on Fuzzpot yesterday.
Fuzzpot, yes, it's my favorite.
We may be giving you a little bit of business on that. But what we're hoping to do is kind of cover a couple of the reasons from a marketing and business perspective as to why you should be where you are.
Yeah.
And, what you could be doing on those platforms. So jump right in, Rich.
Well, tip one is you need to learn about the platforms. You just can't start throwing money at something. Start playing with them. So dive in. First step, download the program and start playing with it.
Yeah, I think you're going to immediately see if it will be a good platform to reach your audience or maybe not.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. A lot of times people will sit there on a platform that just isn't appropriate.
Yeah, and don't make quick decisions on it. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean your customers or clients will. So you have to really use the platform and see if your people, your customers are using it too. You might see them on it. So link up with them.
Yeah. And, ask your staff, your clients and your staff, what do they use? Get them to kind of give you a lead on choosing the right platform that might be good for your business. You're thinking about so many of the different elements that make that platform right.
Yeah. And the biggest thing, and BJ, you and I say this constantly, you are not your customer.
I know. Yeah. And it's always so tricky. Now, tip number 2, align your clients and customers with a platform of choice. And, I'll have many clients come to me and say, well, I'm on Twitter. And I'll say, is that for business? And they go, oh, no, personal. And I'll say, okay, if you're meeting clients, okay, stay on it. And they're like, oh, no. And I said, well, okay, so stop that now. Because the amount of time, your valuable time that you're spending on one of these platforms, you really need to be in the correct spot.
Yeah. Look at the platforms that align with your type of business. And if you sell products or services, Instagram might not be for you, but then look at your demographics. Does your audience sit on TikTok, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. And, Instagram will be great for products and services if you use it right. Facebook will be great for products and services if you use it right.
Yeah. And the big mistake, and BJ, just for me to riff for a second, the problem I have sometimes is that I'll get onto a platform and I'll start using it. And I'm just like, all I see, let me talk to you about TikTok. All I see are mothers and their daughters dancing all the time.
Right.
And I go, this just isn't for me. And my sons are telling me, Dad, you need to hone your filters a little bit to get to the right things. And so your first instance with it, your first availability with it might not be the right thing. You have to play with it.
Yeah. And, and I think in a lot of respects, you're sitting there on a platform and you make a split second decision and you're off again. Or a platform like LinkedIn that has earnestly tried to kind of move it forward a bit is actually more impactful now. And you might have been on it 5 years ago, but it's a different platform today.
Exactly. Remember Instagram? Everybody took pictures of their food.
There we go.
That was huge. It's like I'm eating in a restaurant. This is the food. And everybody made fun of Instagram because it was like, I don't want to look at pictures of people's food. It has matured. It's grown into something that's 10 times better than what it was 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Well, tip 3 is develop. Oh, BJ, you should be doing this one. This is your mantra. Develop a social media marketing plan. What are your goals? Look at your services and offerings as a jumping off point.
Yeah. And, just start slow, and be consistent with your posting. What I'll find is people just don't plan ahead, and they don't realize how much just planning it will save them time. And it also sound right. Like it'll sound consistent.
Yeah.
So just that little bit of extra planning will build in consistency.
Yeah, and develop a message and build upon it. You could have series, you could have different things. Again, try to bring in topical or timely events that correspond with your products and services.
Yeah. And the best part that you could do is develop a conversation with your customers. I have said to clients, get a couple of your customers who you've had for a million years and say, hey, listen, I'm going to try a little campaign next week. Can you get on there with me and do a little bit of engagement so that I can, push ideas around? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm on it. And it gives them some love. You get some love. It's awesome. Just developing conversation is going to be the best thing you can do.
Now, did you say campaign or champagne?
That would be campaign.
Have a little champagne with your customers.
It could be a campaign on champagne.
They'll buy more. So
they will buy more.
What's our 4th tip?
Be in front of the camera. They want to know and trust you. There are so many people that are just like, oh, no, I'm never going to do that. And I'm like, hey, if you've got to get training, then get it. And you will vastly increase your following. Think about the videos you watch every day on social media platforms. Amazing amount of videos, but you won't do it? That's just got to stop.
Yeah, and you have so many options to choose from. Videos you make beforehand, going live, short, quick videos, you could do it. I'm actually putting out videos where I found a sweet spot for me. I don't particularly like having full frame me looking at the camera. What I'm doing is I have slides or images that pop up and I'm in the corner. So they still see me and they see my actions and I'm talking, but they're getting the audio visual of me, but they're also they could read along to what I'm saying.
I have a client who's a, culinary expert, and she's a, health coach also. And she'll get on camera for sure, right? But then she does a lot of these videos where you're seeing her hands.
Yeah.
And she lets the hands do the talking. And I got to tell you, it is so, I think I'm looking at her completely, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
The way that she'll say, just a pinch, I know. And she uses her hands to kind of talk through the cooking recipe. And it's fantastic. Really gives you that look.
It's so important. Think of it when you're doing a live workshop in front of people and you have slides going up, they're projected behind you. People are looking at you, they're going to the slides. They're looking at you, they're going to the slides. And I find when people do, at least my opinion, full frontal pictures of themselves all the time, and they're explaining things, you're hitting the auditory but not the kinesthetic. I need to see the words. I need to see the salient points that you're talking about, especially if they're instructionals. If you're just talking about your day, that's one thing. But if you're a business and you're doing videos and teaching people how to cook or teaching people how to repair something that aligns with your business, have that dual use thing really works.
I know. And, they don't have to be professional. I have people saying to me, oh, I got a quote for $5,000 to do the 2 videos I need. I'm like, okay, so no, You just have your iPhone, your whatever, a tripod, no, you're going to do super simple stuff. Very, very simple stuff. And you'll notice that people respond to it. They will love it, and you don't have to do it. Now, hey, if you become the influencer you want to be, hey, that's great. Get the videographer, get the photographer, but that's not necessary for what you're going to be trying to pull off.
And it's being authentic and genuine is so important. I watch a YouTube videographer. He plays old 78 records on a Victrola. And all he does is he has a camera set up. He walks over to the Victrola, puts the needle on the record, and then walks out of the frame. And you're listening to music from like the 1920s. And it's just incredible. I love it. And it's like he has a huge following, like hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah. And when you think about it, he's an influencer. So he's doing things on his channel that are geared toward a very specific thing.
Yep.
When I try to compare that to a business, what I'm trying to say to you is don't just put up cute little post of a quote or a little thing like that. You need to start connecting your business, your persona, to the business. So if you're talking about, client corporate events, and you can say things like, hey guys, we're going to make a salad today. And, I make these a lot of times at my corporate events. They're phenomenally successful. Anybody can do it. Let's get right into it and start ripping up that lettuce. What you're doing is you're subtly putting in little tips into the video that are about your business. You just talked about your corporate events.
Yeah.
But you're doing it while making a salad. Those two things go together, right?
Yeah. If you are running events, I would say you're probably attending a lot of Zoom meetings or Zoom events. Here are like 5 tips to get the best out of these events. Here's some things that I'm telling my clients to do.
Yeah.
People love that stuff. So anyway, our resource today is not a book. It's a website. It's called Social Media Today. Because social media is changing every second, this is a leading industry publication that talks only about social media. So their journalists spark ideas and shape agendas for over 5 million decision makers in the most competitive industries. So if you're a business, this is probably a site to go visit if you want to learn more about social media and the trends.
Exactly. And you can access it for free at www.socialmediatoday.com. You're going to find tidbits, nuggets, things like that you could change your social media for sure.
And you learn about new stuff, and you learn about, platforms that are dying, and you really start to understand what's hot and what's not and how to do it. So it's a great platform.
Absolutely.
And that's it for today. Sponsoring our podcast today is that incredible company, New Renew Brand Marketing. If you have a startup or starting a new division, BJ's firm will act as your marketing partner to get it off the ground. Branding, brand messaging, websites, and support materials. BJ's team does it all. Go to newrenew.com and check it out.
And if you're looking for a new direction to grow your business, you definitely need to speak with our other sponsor, Rich G, who is a high-performance coach. He has helped hundreds of business owners double, triple, and even quadruple their revenue. I'm speaking from experience. Check him out at richg.com and ask for a free conversation. I promise you, Rich will deliver at least 1 or 2 great ideas to help you grow your business. Thank you to our producer and editor, Richard Scalzo, the man who makes everything happen and brings you the best small business podcast every Tuesday. Have an unbelievable week.
Catch you later.